Every great building, every incredible structure, it all starts with a plan, right? A blueprint. It lays out the entire vision. Well, for the Republic of India, that blueprint is the preamble to its constitution. So let's dive right into this incredible foundational promise. And it kicks off with, honestly, some of the most powerful words ever written into a national document. This isn't some decree from a king. It's not a law handed down from some other power. No, this is a declaration. So you gotta ask, what is the promise packed into these words? What kind of vision for a country is hidden in this single, powerful sentence? Well, that's exactly what we're about to unpack. Seriously, the best way to get your head around the preamble is to think of it just like that, an architectural blueprint. It tells you exactly who the builders are, what kind of building they're putting up, and this is the most important part, what that building is actually for. Who is it meant to serve? Okay, so first things first. Any good blueprint has to name the client, right? The person or people with the final say. So, who are the architects of the Indian Republic? Well, the answer is right there in that first line we saw. The ultimate power, sovereignty. It doesn't rest with a parliament or a prime minister or a president. Nope. It rests with the people of India themselves. Think about what that means. The entire structure of the government is built by the people, for the people, on the foundation of their collective will. All right, so we've got our architects, the people. Now let's check out the design specs. What kind of nation is this blueprint actually describing? The preamble lays out 5 key design features, just 5 words that totally define the core character of the Indian state. Let's break them down one by one. First up, sovereign. This one's pretty straightforward. It just means India is its own boss. It's an independent nation, free to handle its own business both at home and abroad, without any other country telling it what to do. Next, we've got socialist. Now, this word points to a really big national goal, achieving social and economic equality for everyone. It's basically a promise to try and build a society that actively works to shrink those huge gaps we see in income, status, and opportunity. Then there's secular, and this one is absolutely fundamental. It means the state itself doesn't have an official religion. It's not going to promote one faith over any other. Instead, it treats all religions with equal respect, and crucially, it guarantees every single citizen the freedom to believe, to practice, and to worship however they see fit. Democratic. Pretty clear, right? This means the government gets its power directly from the people. The rulers are chosen through elections, and they have to answer to the citizens who put them there. And last on the list, republic. This one's also simple. It means the head of state, which in India is the president, is an elected person. They don't inherit the job because of their family like a king or a queen would. It's not a monarchy. But here's a really interesting tidbit. This blueprint, it wasn't always written this way. If you look at the original from 1949, it just said Sovereign Democratic Republic. The words socialist and secular were actually added later in 1976 through the 42nd Amendment. This move made something that was maybe implied before a super explicit part of the nation's identity. Okay, so we've got the architects, the people. We've got the design, sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic. Now we get to the real heart of it. The purpose. Why build this thing in the first place? Well, the preamble tells us it's all about delivering on 4 huge promises to every single citizen. And these aren't just, fuzzy, nice-sounding words. These are 4 solid pillars that the entire relationship between the country and its citizens is built on. And they are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. And this really breaks down just how deep these promises go. I mean, think about it. Justice. That's not just about courtrooms, is it? It's about social, economic, and political fairness in all parts of life. Liberty isn't just being out of jail. It's the freedom to think what you want, say what you want, believe what you want. Equality? That means everyone gets the same status and a fair shot, a level playing field. And fraternity, that's maybe the most beautiful one. It's this idea of building a shared sense of family, of brotherhood, that respects every individual while also holding the whole nation together. And remember that 42nd Amendment we talked about? Well, it also tweaked this part a little. In that promise of fraternity, it added the words "and integrity" right after unity of the nation. It might seem like a small change, but it was a powerful way to double down on the idea that India is one indivisible nation.
All right, every blueprint has to have a signature, right? A date, that moment when the plan becomes official.
And for India's constitution, that historic day was November 26, 1949. That's the day the Constitution Assembly, speaking for all the people, officially adopted this incredible plan for the nation's future. And the very last words of the preamble, they just bring everything full circle. It's so powerful. It reinforces that idea from the very beginning. This document isn't being forced on anybody, it's a gift, a promise that the people of India made to themselves. So, when you step back and look at the whole thing, you realize the preamble isn't just some boring introduction. It's the soul of the Constitution. It's the moral compass. It's the ultimate yardstick that every law, every government action is supposed to be measured against. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question. This blueprint, drawn up more than 70 years ago, laid out this incredibly ambitious, hopeful vision. So, the question we all have to ask in every generation is, how is the building coming along? How well is the India of today living up to that original profound plan?